Do you feel like you like paved the way for girls like kind of soon after you? I think Mal did something similar. Like, do you feel like you were like, I don't know if you technically were the first to ever do this, but like, do you feel like you kind of opened that door for people to start thinking about it?
Yeah, I think I was the first female soccer player in the US to do it. So I feel like people forget that because I'm not the one that like went to NWSL or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do think it did open people's eyes to it. Like, oh, Lindsay did it. And it was talked about so much for
Yeah.
so
So
long and
long.
people got so annoyed. But then it was just like, oh my gosh, like, okay, Lindsay did make it to the national team. Like, she's like, once I became a little bit more relevant with US soccer, then it was talked about. And then I think that opened the door for like some younger players coming up, like, Olivia Moultrie or
Yeah.
Mal. Like, obviously, Mal was in college for a little bit, but
Yeah, but it's like it's so funny like if you think about like the path. So like you do it and then Mal does it, but you're both from like Colorado. And then it opens the door for like Soph, who is also from Colorado, but Mal was
crazy.
able to like talk to you about it, I'm assuming, and say like
Yeah.
get your perspective. And I'm assuming Soph did the same. So you kind of were just like the first person who didn't really have anybody to talk to because it was like new territory and you just did it. And look at you now.
Look at me.
Look at her now.
Am I all right?
You're all
You're
right.
just the best, Linda. Linda, do your like French teammates think that you're like super American?
No, you know what they say? I'm the most European American that they know. But I do.
Wow.
Did you just
I
make
have.
that up?
What a compliment.
This is what Anna Hagerberg just said to me the other week.
Is it because you're like not loud and obnoxious? Like I feel like my Man City teammates were like, "Oh my god, this girl
What
is
is
so
this?
American. She's screaming at us." Just when I would just go, "Good morning," they would be like, "What the fuck is this girl?"
Sam, you are like that. Like when we went to Mexico too.
I know. I bring a manic
Was
energy
like,
sometimes.
whoa.
But what is that? Like, sorry, you're being nice and like excited to see everyone. Like, sorry that.
Exactly.
But I think that no offense to my Frenchies, but I think that's what they miss out on a little bit is like maybe coming in with a smile on their face and saying good morning is not a bad thing.
Do you think it's just because like they don't in France? Do you see the sun a lot? Like, do they just need some more like sun in your life?
I'm giving them a bad rep because actually everyone on this team is like super nice and like will come in and like say
Mhm.
"Comment ça va?" Like how are you? Like But yeah, we're just like a little bit more over the top and super positive and
That's
Loud.
fair.
me on the field,
Obnoxious.
I'm positive Polly too, and just like cheer on everyone and
Yeah.
they don't like that.
Sam, I remember you just coming back and telling a story about how obviously this is England, not France, but how you do like small sided games or like rondos and you start counting and everybody's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you counting?
Oh my god. Like one time I was keeping score and literally people were like
No one else was.
they were like, "Shut up."
You're like,
But
but how
like
do you know if you've won?
well, yeah, but I remember like it was like the score was getting like run up though, and I like was being wicked obnoxious about it. Like every time it would go, and I'd go 8-3, 9-3, 10-3, and I think they were like, "Who is this? Like, who invited her?"
Wait, in rondos, did you count how many passes and then like if you got 20, they would have to stay in?
I
Because
think
they don't do
so.
that here.
Oh no.
No, they're just like, no, it's just like you win it, like you go out. And I was like, no, we got 20 passes. They should have to
Yeah.
sit in there for another round.
And a
Punish
split,
yourself.
and a
Sit
meg,
in there.
and
Yeah. And all the things that we do
Yeah.
when we're psychopaths at
yeah.
camp.
You know what we do here is that like the first pass isn't free. So it's madness. You're like, how am I gonna get this first pass off? It's madness.
That
No.
is madness. I feel like rondos on every team has like one slightly different caveat.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
If people don't know what rondos are, it's like kind of like a warm-up possession drill where there's like 5 or more people around the outside and you usually have a box made out of cones, and then there's like 2 people in the middle and you just like play keep away. But it's supposed to be like really quick ball movement, 1 touch, 2 touch. It's like fun and tricky, and it's like kind of everybody's favorite part about playing soccer is that you get to do rondos at the beginning.
I hate a 2-touch rondo. I'm like, it should be 1 touch. If you're the person in the
Oh,
middle, I'm like,
we do that here.
I hate it.
I think it should be 1 or 2. And you have to make a decision.
As the person in the middle, a 2-touch is terrible. You're like,
If you make it small enough, it's fine.
fair enough. That's fair. Good point.